Hi guys, welcome back to a Romanian Resurgence. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two games for you. At the end of December, we're away against FC Argus, and we follow it up with a game at home against Sepsi. Since you were last with us, form has been a little bit sketchy. We did beat Galati by 0-0. A decent result at home against our rivals FCSB, with a 0-0 draw against them. A 2-1 defeat at home against Faro Constanta, and we then followed it up with a 2-0 win away against CS Tenari in the Cup of Romania, and that means that we have qualified for the quarter-final, in which again we will play Faro Constanta. So form is reasonable, but again, we just can't score. We really do struggle. In terms of our strikers, we cannot get them goal scoring. I've tried different um, roles for them, like poacher and advance forward. We can't seem to get any of them scoring goals. Marcel Zimba wants to leave because he's not playing regularly enough. Um, Daniel Celia is another one, and Papagueya, who we signed in the summer, he is going to be leaving for £600,000 just after a few months at the club because, again, he wasn't playing. But he was rating a 6 and lower in training every week. So naturally, I'm not going to play him. So he has decided to leave the club. £600,000. It's all money in the bank. So we're quite happy with that deal. So going into today's two games, I'm hopeful we can get a result against FC Argus. Um, in the game against Sepsi, it's going to be quite tight, I think, but I am hopeful again that we can get a good result. We rotated for that game against CS Tenerife. They are in the league below, and we played well enough to get the result. But again, we just don't seem to look particularly dangerous with our centre forwards. We'll go for a poacher in the next game. We'll just give it another go and see what happens. Pavlovic has officially made his debut. He made his debut in that cup tie, got an assist as well, had a very, very good game for us. Sergio Romero has decided to go through with his retirement as well. So, unfortunately, he will be leaving after these two games. Chetkovic has been outstanding in goal anyway. So it's not going to be a massive miss, but he is a very big name to have at the club. So it is unfortunate that he has decided to leave. Going into today's game against FC Argus, anyway, we are playing our usual starting 11. There's not been too much rotation overall. We're trying to give players a little bit more game time. The Cup has provided opportunities for that. But again, players not covering themselves in glory up front, especially. Daidu is going to start as the poacher today again. We'll just see if we can get him scoring. It would be quite nice, to be honest. We're not going to play Romero today. We will play him against Sepsi. It will be his last ever game in his career. So I think it is only right that we give him a decent send off. And hopefully we can get a couple of good results. Like I say, it's been a little bit frustrating at times. Players aren't training well either, certain players. So again, we're looking to sell one or two of them. But these are the players that aren't training well are players that we brought in the summer as well. So it's proving to be quite difficult to find teams that are interested in them. Um, the likes of Celia is one of them. Papagueya, of course, we were quite fortunate in the fact that Saudi Arabia wanted him. So Dosso here to Dieu. That's a good pass to Regazetti. And now Dorat, just getting into the penalty area, tries to get the ball in, and Negut has missed from very close range there. It took a slight deflection, and that's what took it wide. But again, the majority of the chances are falling to our wingers and our centre backs from set pieces. Here's Matai Marin, brings it down, can't make the turn, and it remains 0-0. And that is the end of that particular opportunity. And again, I don't really understand why our strikers aren't scoring. I mean, we're creative enough. We do create plenty of opportunities in matches, but I mean, Dieu is a very good quality striker. He just isn't finding the back of the net regularly. George Bocker has been out of the team uh, because of Dieu's arrival. And Marcel Zimba's just, again, he's not broke into the team either. Dieu's got a lot of quality, but he's just not being able to get the goals. And it's the kind of frustrating thing that we're having to deal with at the moment. But it was a story for us last season. Zimba managed to have a good end to the season, finished the season on 16 goals, I think it was, if I remember rightly. Um, but we seriously lack a proper goal scorer. and it's proving to be extremely frustrating. Here's Negu here with a delivery from the corner toward that far post. Diedu has finally found the back of the net. I mean, it's come from a set piece, but we don't care. Famara Diedu finally getting his 5th goal of the season. I mean, there's a number of players on double figures in the league this season, but that's a really good header from him. Negu with a really good delivery. And finally, we have got a goal scored from one of our strikers. Here's Pervu, plays it into the penalty area. Kamara does well to head it clear, only as far as Pervu again. And it's a good strike from distance, but it's over the crossbar. And it remains 1-0. And hopefully we can hold on for the 3 points here. We've been the better side overall. Plenty of chances created. Negu's just struggling a little bit fitness-wise. The other game is in a few days' time, but I'm not going to make too many changes now. We need to hold on to this lead. And whenever I've made substitutions, it tends to go against us. So we'll leave it as it is and see out the win. And again, it's not a convincing win by any means, but at least we've got a goal from our striker. Clearly, he wanted to put on a show for you guys today, but that, overall, we can be pleased. Like I say, we've got a goal from one of our strikers at long, long last, and we've managed to hold on to the 1-0 win for the 3 points. There's a lot of pressure from teams behind us, number of teams with games in hand over us, and obviously all the teams above us with the game in hand as well. So we're trying to keep up with those teams above us. We're trying to consolidate ourselves in that 6th place because, of course, the top 6 break into that Champions playoff. But it is going to be very, very difficult, I think, to qualify. Incidentally, the Sepsi game is a little bit further away than I thought. We've got 8 days to go until that match, so bear with me. We'll come back for that one, and hopefully we can get another very good result. And we'll see if we can reinvent Daydu as a bit of a poacher. That would be very nice, wouldn't it? Okay then, guys, here we go for the game at home against Sepsi. We're still sat in 6th place, despite teams having games in hand over us. We're not too far behind. If we can beat Sepsi today, they're up in 5th place. We will go within a point of them, and that would be a very good position to be in, really. It would mean that we'll close the gap to them a little bit in the league table, and hopefully extend the gap a little bit to those teams chasing us. If we lose this game, obviously Petrol will have got a game in hand anyway, and they could go above us regardless. I just want to try and stay in this top 6. I think we're still overachieving, to be honest. The target, again, is to finish around mid-table. If we can find a way of getting through this, it would be great. Romero is going to start today. We'll give him his last ever appearance in any kind of a team, and hopefully he can put in a good performance for us. So Romero is the only change. Starting 11 remains the same aside of him. Let's see how he gets on in his final ever appearance of his career. And again, hopefully we can continue to do well defensively. We have been quite strong, but Sepsi have got some very good attackers in their squad, and they did have the beating of us last time out. So hopefully a good result can be had, and a good time can be had by all as well. Let's see what happens. Pound here into Alimi, and now Kalaku into Alijanov. Konstantinescu back to Pound. Okereke plays it to this right-hand side for Konstantinescu. Plays it over the top. Kalaku is there. It's a great save, that, from Romero. Kalaku was actually offside anyway, but it was a very, very good piece of goalkeeping, to be fair, from Romero. And it remains 0-0 anyway. And possession-wise, we're not looking too bad. We've just created our first opportunity, though. It's taken 15 minutes for us to create a chance today. But in terms of highlights, very, very minimal. I'm hoping we can get through the game with a clean sheet. If Daidu can score in consecutive games as well, that would be immense. Here's Regazetti, plays it in. Daidu was in the penalty area. He couldn't get there. Okereke just couldn't beat Kamara to it. He did really well to get there, actually, Kamara. Michael now into Matai. And now Dosso to Ajuro. He's got support in the penalty area. He cuts inside, gets the shot away, and it's a good save from the keeper, Tofan. And it remains, again, 0-0. But we do have a corner here. And Negut with the delivery. He'll be aiming for Dido at the far post. Swung in. Dido is there, but Ninaj did well to clear. Regazetti picks it up, but couldn't do much with it. And again, remaining 0-0 after the half-hour mark. But we've been a little bit more creative as the half's gone on. And we're looking like the better side. But again, we need to find the back of the net. And it continues to be an Achilles for us. We've tried changing the attacking players. We've made a number of signings over the last couple of seasons. It remains a thorn in our side. We'll still tell the lads to go out there and get revenge. We did the same against FCSB, incidentally. And there was hardly any highlights at all in that game, and it finished 0-0. But we were the better team overall. And again, we're making steps forward. They're very little, but we are making steps forward. We just need that proper goal scorer up front, I think, just to complete the team. Because as you've seen with the number of chances created by both sides today, we are the more creative outfit. We just lack that proper finishing touch. And that's a big, big error. Oh, you. Oh, that was very, very poor. I mean, Constantinescu back to Pound. He laid it over the top. Michael was covering at left back. He passed it to Marin, who completely left it, and Okereke with a very, very good finish. Romero's not kept his clean sheet, which is a shame, and very much against the run of play. We find ourselves behind. We'll offer some encouragement. Boise with the delivery to that far post. It's a good header clear. Dosso does beat his man to it, and we are on the counter-attack. Look at the pace of Negut on this right-hand side. He has been found by Dosso. Can he get the shot away? He can. It's very good pressure there. But Daidu has managed to get into the penalty area as he stayed on side. I don't know if he timed his run. Negu did so well to play it in. He has timed his run. We are level. Daidu scoring in consecutive games for the first time this season. And Negu doing really well. And it was very well played defensively, incidentally, by the Sepsi man. But Negu managed to find the pass, and Daidu getting in there with the finish. 2 in 2 for him. Can we get a winner? Regazetti with the throw into Dorat. He turns back. He could have played the pass forward, really, to be fair. Kamara into Michael. And now Matai tried to play it in for Dosso. It's cleared away. Michael picks it up again. Lays it to this right side. Good amount of space for Regazetti. Plays it into Daidu. And Daidu has scored again. Again, there's a hint of offside. He's playing on the shoulder of that last defender. But he seems to be finding his role a little bit here as a poacher. Has he stayed onside this time? He hasn't. That's a shame. I mean, he finished it emphatically, incidentally, but he's starting to find the right positions here as that poacher. Regazetti with a strike that time. Tofan was, I mean, he dived for it, Tofan, and ended up further in his goal, and the ball ended up going over the crossbar, unfortunately. But we can be encouraged here by the fact that Daidu started scoring. And again, I think we've been unlucky not to win there. We created twice as many opportunities as Sepsi today, but again, just lacked it right at the end. Daidu did very, very well, got his goal thanks to the assist from Negut. And those two seem to be striking a little bit of a partnership, which is nice. But just offside. And unfortunately, it does mean we stay 6th. It'll be 2 games in hand for Petrolul and Farrell Constanta. We could end up dropping down as far as 8th place if other results go against us. But 2 goals in 2 games for Daidu. We'll take all the positives we can. It's a shame Romero didn't keep his clean sheet. He's had a very good career. And he'll end his career with a draw. It's been a very good one for him. But we'll see what he does afterwards, to be quite honest. We'll probably get through the next 5 games or so. We'll probably come back for Voluntari and Craiova at the end of February. That'll be the end of the transfer window by then as well. We'll see what happens. Plenty to be going through in the meantime. And hopefully we can maintain our resilience, to be quite honest. We're not playing badly. We do concede less goals. We've conceded 3 goals in 6 matches, which isn't bad at all. With 3 wins and 2 draws, just the 1 defeat against Constanta. So we'll see how things go. And until then, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.